It is our pleasure to welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Columbia.
The church nurturing spirit and service.
Whatever the faiths you have known,
or the flags of your heritage, you are welcome here.
Whether you arrived by a long or short route, you are welcome here.
You are welcome to share our broadcast of our worship.
To find out more, go to uuchurch.net, and we look forward to seeing you next Sunday.
All we want to do is be free, he sings. Free to walk home from the store with Skittles and tea. Free to play music as loud as you want in your car. Free to shop in a Walmart. Free to play in the park. Free to make youthful mistakes. Free to hang out with friends. Free to pray in churches. Free to drive home from a job interview. Free to breathe. Free to get a good education. Free to get a job. Free to care for family. Free to be a human with hopes and fears, loves and failings, successes and dreams. What does it mean to us, as people of faith in a mostly white church, to live in this time with our minds stayed on freedom? What does it mean to hear J. Cole's questions posed from his community to ours? Are we all alone, he asks, fighting on our own? White liberals carry a great illusion of freedom. We prize it, and I suspect often we think we possess it. Certainly the system we live in is built to allow us to continue with that illusion at a great cost. But the fact is we are not free. Not a single one of us is free until all of us are. Not a single one of us is fully human until everyone is treated as such. That is the truth of our Universalist faith in the shared fate of all humanity. It is a hard truth. No one is free until everyone is free. It is the calling of solidarity, that those of us carrying the illusion of freedom find the log removed from our eyes, that we train our hearts on collective liberation, that we stay our minds on freedom for all, and I believe that we can, and that we join the fight together until it's won.
We light this chalice to celebrate the inherent worth and dignity of every person. With this flame, we reaffirm the historic pledge of liberal religion to seek that justice which transcends legality and moves toward the resolution of true collective liberation, and to share that love which is ultimately beyond even our cherished reason, that love which unites us.
Sometimes there are no words, but sometimes in the hands of an artist, there are exactly the words that need to be spoken and that need to be heard. I am very grateful and excited that a Missouri University student leader and wonderful spoken word artist, Ayanna Poole, could join us this morning to perform two of her pieces for us. And I invite you to join me in welcoming her.
I'd actually like to start by saying this is my first experience in a Unitarian Universalist church, and it's absolutely beautiful. Thank you, everyone. I'm probably going to cry a few times. So. Okay, let's find them. They're in here somewhere. So I wrote 2 pieces. One of them, I don't know if everyone has heard of Ayanna Jones. She was a 7-year-old girl who was killed by a police officer when they raided her home, and it was actually the wrong home. And my name's Ayanna, and I feel pretty close to her. She's like my spirit daughter, so I write about her a lot. So I'm going to perform that one first. Laying in my dreams, I never dreamt that this would be the last time I'd breathe. Inhale the fresh scent of olive oils and shea butter. Exhale life. In my grandmother's arms, I knew no pain, only love, black love, unconditional love, love sweeter than brown sugar canes and mangoes, that continents of country love, that underground railroad love, that breathe. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Songs of freedom have never been uncommon to my people. We went from songs they couldn't understand to hymns that told us to wade in the water so the dogs couldn't trace our scents. From ballrooms and barnyards to using lyrics to unveil systematic oppression, breathe. Inhale. My last memory of childhood, exhale. They came rushing through my home, prepared for war, and as I breathed my last breath, I was shot in my head, only for them to find out that this was the wrong house and I was the wrong target. Why are any of my people targets? I was only 7 years old. Can you imagine that? 7 years old, sleeping in my grandmother's arms, 7. When my life was taken away by a bullet, 7. When I was shot and killed by a man in place to serve and protect, 7. When a bullet pierced through my flesh, 7. And my killer was acquitted of all charges, 7. Breathe, 7. I can't breathe, 7. Let's forget for a moment that I'm 7. Does it make it okay because I was black? Does it make it okay because I was kissed by the sun and my hair is naturally curly? What's the difference between me and you besides our culture? I just so happen to love mine enough to show it. Has anyone ever told you that much of what we know derived from Africa? I'm not the only one that refers to it as the motherland. Arithmetic, south of Sahara, medicine, Egypt, and now Africa fears Western medicine, but that's neither here nor there. Civilization and government, Egypt, Nubia, Sahel. Do you want me to go on? Resilience, laying on top of the closest black woman's head you can find, 7. And they tried to find reasons to justify my death, 7. And you still wonder why they want me dead, 7. Or does it make it okay because I'm black? Breathe. Inhale the truth and the power of the new revolution. Exhale, love. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what it was about me and numbers when I was writing, so my next one is actually called 314 and Counting. In the last 365 days, we've lost 314 black bodies to police brutality. It's a big number. Today, last year, Mike Brown lost his life to police brutality. Today, headlines still read black and unarmed. 314 bodies have been taken within the last 365 days. 314 black bodies, and that's only to police brutality. Do you still say that this isn't a problem? 314 bodies taken from our families, 314 bodies taken from our communities, 314 bodies taken from the revolution, and it's only been 365 days, and we're still counting. Do you know how it feels to tell your brother and sister they cannot go outside to play and watch them hold anger in their hearts as they peek out the window as you hold fear in yours, and you cannot tell a 6-year-old that they can't go outside because they're black? 314 and counting, and I fear that I may be 315. Have you ever stood up for what you believe in and gotten death threats? How many generations can you count that type of power back, or does your history just stop, when you get back far enough to realize your last name came from a slave master, and that slave master's name is Robert E. Lee, and you've been stripped of everything, including your name, and the only thing you have left is your history and your power, and they don't teach you that in schools in your life. 314 and counting. Have you ever been cursed for screaming Black Lives Matter? Yes. All lives matter, but 314 and 365 with only few indictments makes it obvious that our government isn't getting it, so I scream Black Lives Matter for emphasis on my struggle. Why does that make people angry? 314 and counting, 315 and 365, and you're still not a part of the revolution. Do you mind telling me why? Is it because you feel like that this doesn't include you? 314 and counting, and you believe that if we don't get our freedom, you can remain comfortable. 314 and counting. Which side of the revolution are you on? Thank you.